Welcome to podcast 43. Yes, 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 maybe, but yes.
All right, and we are now recording. We're sorry
Yeah,
for the delay, but happy
yeah. Well,
Thanksgiving, everyone.
happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a nice Black Friday. You know,
Get those
just
deals in.
get those deals with mobs of people. Uh,
Wear your mask while you do it, but y'all already know you're smart people. So,
yeah.
oh shoot.
Um,
Well, Chris, what have you watched, or what have you been watching lately?
it's been hasn't been the busiest week, but
Mm-hmm.
I watched Paul Schrader's Light Sleeper with Willem Dafoe and
Mm-hmm.
Susan Sarandon from '92. There's also two pretty awesome like scenes with not only Sam Rockwell but also David Spade, and like both of them are just doing cocaine and they're just like talking to Willem Dafoe. It was like back when they were kind of starting out, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
kind of funny to see them in both kind of short roles. But it's just kind of like Willem Dafoe is just like this middle-aged guy that's like trying to find his place in life, and like he sees his wife again, and like he's a drug dealer, but like he
Mm-hmm.
wants to like leave that past behind.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of kind of like a taxi driver esque. Um, Another taxi driver esque script from Paul Schrader, which
Mm-hmm.
he does like to rehash Taxi Driver, and it works. So yeah, check that out.
It looked interesting. I hadn't heard of the movie till I saw you. I think you put it on your Instagram, but your toe
Yeah,
on your
yeah,
letterbox. So I'm always down for a good Defoe movie.
that's right. Did you see that? Did you see people were posting that picture of him in Spider-Man when he's carving the turkey? Like
Well, it's the
that scene.
quintessential Thanksgiving scene, so it makes sense that it comes back up now.
Oh God, could you imagine spending Thanksgiving with Willem Dafoe? Um,
And he thinks you're Spider-Man.
yeah, anything you're Spider-Man. What about you, Fulton?
Um, so I was able to actually get more in than I thought. I watched The Frighteners, Peter Jackson's The Frighteners, and
Oh yeah, with
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox. Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty fun movie. It was pretty much exactly what I wanted. I enjoy Peter Jackson's movies because I do tend to think they're like a good bit of fun and they're good escapism. And so this was along those lines. It was exactly what I was looking for. So I don't think it's not like Michael J. Fox's best performance, but I think he's good for what he's given with like the script, and I don't think the script is bad. It's just like um you would kind of think he's in it more, but it's a small thing. I rewatched Aliens because me and a few friends are going through that, and me and Chris should be able to review Aliens 3 next
Yeah, I've been
podcast.
yeah, I've been trying to sell. Well, I've been talking up Alien 3 for what it must be years now, Fulton. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that me and you and the other guys are able to finally watch it. And
Yeah.
yeah, assembly cut, not the closest thing to the actual vision of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Aliens, I think is all right. I saw it when I was a kid. I'm not in the camp where I think Aliens is the best Alien. But I can understand why people really like it. The next movie I watched was Haine, a movie that you highly
yes,
recommended. Yeah,
yes.
and I really liked it, especially the ending. I wasn't necessarily expecting it, but I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it. But it's a very interesting French film. Um,
It's just so raw. Like
yeah.
it's just like the Well, I was actually thinking of well, like there's a movie Les Miserables. Not it's called Les Miserables, but it's not like,
The
actually
musical.
the musical.
Yeah.
It came out last year. It's a French film, and it kind of deals with a lot of similar themes about like people growing up in those neighborhoods in Paris.
Hmm.
So I really want to check that out because yeah, because I love Haine so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Any
I'm in the same camp. It was really good. Ooh, sorry.
and I don't know. I guess I can talk about I guess I'll talk about I saw Escape from Alcatraz.
I've always wanted to see that.
Yeah, it's fun. The Don
Hmm.
Siegel. It was the last movie that Clint Eastwood and Don Siegel collabed on together. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It's just Clint Eastwood. It's based on a true story about three people that escaped from Alcatraz, but like they were never found.
Hmm.
Um, but it's like, yeah, you can see them go. If you like a good like escape type movie,
Yeah, I
like
do.
in the vein of like, well, Bridge on the River Kwai, or of course, The Great Escape, or even, Shawshank Redemption.
Hmm.
This is a fun one. They do quite intricate stuff to get out, building fun models. There's
Hmm.
this one part where like Clint Eastwood builds like a paper mache model of his head. And I was wondering if like anybody still has that paper mache like mold of Clint Eastwood's head, like if somebody just like has it in their house,
Hmm.
or if maybe Clint himself has it. But
I'm gonna put my money that Clint has it hidden away somewhere.
yeah,
Well, speaking of Clint Eastwood movies, I watched Mystic
Miss,
River.
yeah, I saw, yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen that one?
No, I've wanted to see Mystic River, but I
Hmm.
never saw it.
It's
It
hmm
looks so great. I don't know, like Sean Penn. Oh, who else is in it?
Tim Robbins and Kevin Bacon.
Yes, yeah, all good stuff.
Yeah.
It just seems like such a good hang movie about the dudes. But
Oh, I don't know if it's a good hang
well,
movie.
no, not a good, not a very an engaging hang movie. Put on Mystic River.
Engaging would be one. It deals with some pretty heavy stuff, but
Hmm.
it lets that be known the moment it. I mean, the opening is pretty sad. Um, I enjoyed the movie. I liked it. My only thing is like, and I know that it's a product of its time, but it definitely has those kind of like cheesy, uh, I don't want to say scene transitions, but it's got like, to me, it was kind of like a cheesy score that kind of took away from
Hmm.
the just the drama and the sense of build up in a lot of the scenes. So I'm not a big fan of the score. But it's got like some cues from a lot of early 2000s films, if that makes sense, where
Yeah,
it's just like put together in I'm trying to find the right way to describe it, but there's just something that's inherently a little cheesy about it. But I think the film is good. I think it's like a decently structured film, and I've never walked away from a movie wondering, um, or actually, when I got done with this movie, I was kind of interested to, I think it would be interesting to see a restructure of it. I know that's kind of sounds a little bit contradicting, but I always think it's kind of interesting with some movies' approaches to crime to maybe see the crime first and then see how it kind of like rings out in this community, right? Instead,
yeah,
with this film, it doesn't necessarily show the crime, which I kind of give it props to because it doesn't like kind of give in to that need to always show what happens, you know.
yeah,
So I got to give it props to that. But I would be interested in seeing a version of it where the opening is the crime and then it kind of goes through because there's some interesting things that happens happens with the characters, and how they kind of react to what happens. And I don't know. It would be kind of
But
interesting, but I think it might make it convoluted. But
would you do a Mystic double feature, Mystic River and the Julia Roberts romantic comedy Mystic Pizza, perhaps?
I might fall asleep during Mystic the Julia Roberts ones just because it's Mystic River was 2 hours and 14 minutes, but it never really felt like it dragged on. It felt like it was
Okay.
pretty nicely put together. Um,
Yeah.
and then I
What?
watched two more movies, but did you watch anything else?
Yeah, I watched. Well, I'm gonna save one of them because we'll talk about it more next week. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, we'll announce what we're doing at the end of
Okay.
this episode. But um, I don't know. I just watched two movies with the fam. Yesterday because of
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving. We watched When Harry Met Sally. Um, that's great time. Really
Mm-hmm.
enjoy that one.
I've never seen that one before. I've heard a lot about
It's
it.
Yeah, it's Rob Reiner directed it. I don't think it's his best, I still think probably Spinal Tap is my favorite of his,
Mm-hmm.
um it's a good it's a good romantic comedy just kind of about yeah, just about like love. It's pretty, it kind of has that like feeling that it like could happen to anybody kind of stuff. They try to make it super relatable with a bunch of like kind of like I guess like intertitles or like kind of things that kind of bookend each like era of like because it takes place over like the course of like 11 years or so,
Mm-hmm.
um with like different people talking about like where they met, their husbands or their wives or their spouses.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I think the dialogue's really good. I think it was a lot more engaging to watch because like when with I was watching it and my dad hates this movie and he really doesn't like Billy Crystal. So every single time Billy Crystal would open his mouth, he'd start complaining about how much he didn't like it. uh but everybody else enjoyed it. I like the score a lot. It kind of has like that big band kind of like, you know, jazz kind of feel. Harry
Mm-hmm.
Connick Jr. does the score, and there's the scene that's like kind of on most of the posters where they're like where it's Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal standing in front of like these trees in New York City, and they're like it's during autumn and the leaves are changing. I just love that scene. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like it's just such a well directed movie for like what it is. It's
Yeah.
just a romantic comedy, and I think Rob Reiner does a really good job with it.
Nice.
Um,
It could
yeah,
have
and
easily
then
just as phoned it in, you know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, because it's not you don't I don't really expect that from like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of those types of movies. But yeah, I think that everybody does a pretty good job. Carrie Fisher's in it, and
Oh,
yeah, and I don't really see her in a lot of stuff other than
yeah.
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
Um, and then for the last thing was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is a favorite of mine. I think it's like maybe it's probably like one of my favorite comedies. I think it's just a really great movie to watch. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, it's a Thanksgiving movie, but it's they do such a good I think it's John Hughes' best film. He does a really good job with writing with creating a very interesting like dynamic of as with Steve Martin's character and John Candy's character. So John Candy is Del Griffith and Steve Martin is Neil Page, and they're kind of like these foils of each other. Where Neil Page is like the super uptight guy, and Del Griffith is this kind of like more like relaxed, like kind of like salesman, like very kind of like like kind of goes with the flow kind of stuff. And I think it really works for some great comedic bits, but also like the ending is just such a gut punch. Like it just really hits you, just like right in the feels. Like you're just like it's just so beautiful. And I think it represents why I love the holidays a lot because
Mm-hmm.
it's about family, it's about reaching out to people don't have a lot, and I think John Candy is throughout my life, John Candy has been like a favorite of mine as far as actors go because he just does such a good job of just playing this just like lovable, like genuine person that just you just wanna hang out with, you wanna talk with. Just is just a really just seems like a really great guy, and it's such a
Mm,
shame that he was taken from this world.
yeah.
At quite a young age. But yeah, I mean, I think don't really need to go on about planes, trains, and automobiles. I feel like a lot of
It's
people,
appreciated.
yeah, I feel
I
like it's pretty
appreciate it. Yeah.
appreciated. So yeah,
I'm gonna say I appreciate your words on it.
yeah,
I've never seen it, but that's another one that's always been on my list. We
yeah.
don't, my family doesn't really have like, might be a little bit of digression, but we don't really have like holiday movies that we watch like every holiday. We used to watch Elf a lot, but I think a lot of families did
Oh
that
God,
when Christmas came around.
yeah. I was thinking like we could do. I've probably seen Elf. I want to say like Elf is probably the movie that I've seen the most. Like
Yeah,
period. Like
I've, holy hell, I've seen it a lot.
so we could do. I was thinking we could do for this. We could do like Elf. We could do a like
Sorry.
during when we get closer to Christmas, we could like
Mhm.
do this thing where like every day we'll watch Elf and then we'll do a podcast episode where we'll talk about the new things that we see in Elf every single day. And it's
I
like a 12 days of Christmas type thing, but 12 days
12
of
Days of
Elf.
Elf.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Did the guys tell you what we were gonna watch on Christmas? What was gonna be the boys' Christmas movie?
No, wait, what did they say?
Well, I don't remember who brought it up. I mean, I know I brought up the movie, but I don't know who brought up watching it on Christmas. But are you familiar with the movie Cruising with Al Pacino?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting it for Christmas, and we were talking about getting together on Christmas night and sitting down and watching it if everyone is able to.
Yeah, I've I've wanted to watch that movie.
Oh, it's the ultimate Christmas movie, you know?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Yeah. I just want to talk about one more movie that I watched. I went to the theater to see it. The
Oh yeah.
tradition me and my girlfriend have on Thanksgiving. And I saw Freaky, which me and Chris have been hyping up for a while now, talking about it. I think here and there on the podcast.
Yeah.
Um, and I must say, it's a good time. It's a fun movie. Um,
I'm
yeah,
so excited
yeah.
to watch it.
I really want to talk about it, but I'm probably gonna wait till you see it so we can go more in depth because there's like I think there's a good bit to talk about just because of the movie itself and how it portrays itself is it's good.
Does Vince Vaughn is it a performance for the ages from Mr. Vaughn?
Well, I don't think it's like I think he had fun with it, which I think is all you really need to do with this
Oh
movie,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, dude,
It's got serious moments, but
you gotta watch Swingers.
I
You
really
gotta watch,
do. Yeah.
dude. The thing is, so I tried to get my parents to watch Swingers yesterday,
Mhm.
and I showed them the trailer, and like on HBO Max, like the trailers that they have are like they're like the old trailers from like the 90s, and it was like the
Mhm.
worst. It was like the worst trailer to try to sell somebody a movie because it has like the narrator. It's like Vince Vaughn and John Favreau or blah blah blah, like like,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
so then I turned to them and I was like, "Doesn't this look awesome?" And they're like, "Nah, that movie looks horrible." And I was like, "Damn."
I've been forsaken.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I hate those trailers, man. They're so corny, but I hate them, but I also know they're a big part of my childhood because I've seen so
Oh,
many goddamn ones that
oh
are
yeah.
this summer coming to the screens near you. Like,
Yeah, it's like they really kind of they really started taking away the narrator guy from those trailers, and then they just let the clip speak for itself, or it would just use kind of
yeah.
intertitles instead.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I really hate like modern trailers at the moment, and I'm not trying to sound like like a broken record, but I saw last night when I went to the movie theater, there was this movie called the hell was it called? Well, there was a movie called 355, which was a movie that we'll talk about in the news section too, but I felt like I pretty much saw the movie. And I hate to
Yeah.
judge a movie like that because there's probably more to the movie, but there were like I'd say like 90% of the trailers last night that I saw in the theater, I was like, what the hell is the point of me even seeing the movie? Like, I got
Are,
the gist.
are we gonna talk about Hillbilly Elegy? I haven't seen it yet,
Mmm.
but
My parents watched it. I haven't seen it yet.
I've heard some pretty bad things about it.
Yeah, I haven't. I know the critical reception hasn't been too good,
Yeah,
but it's Ron Howard, you
that's
know.
right. That's
So,
right.
but if we watch it, I'm more than
I don't
down to
think
talk
I
about.
don't think we'll be I don't think I'll be able to
Yeah.
before next episode because I just full disclosure we're going back to the regular schedule. This is
Oh
kind of
yeah,
a
we should
weird
kind of say
th-
that. Yeah.
this is kind of a weird episode.
Hmm.
It's my fault. It was, I had to write a paper on Jean-Luc Godard and like I got caught up in that and it's just yeah, but so this is kind of a late episode, but we're just going
Hmm.
back to the Tuesday schedule.
Yeah, I
So
forgot. Yeah, we should preface that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, we gotta like we're like not gonna have any news. I just thought about
That's
that.
no, we that's fine. We have a
Yeah,
lot
we do
to
have a lot
talk
to talk
about.
about. That is
Yeah.
true. Well, with that being said, with a lot to talk about, we'll hop into the news section. Oh,
Hmm.
I go recommend seeing Freaky. It's out on streaming now too. Or not streaming, but rental, digital, however you want
It
to say it.
is?
I thought it was. Was it not?
No, it's only in theaters right now.
For real?
Yeah, for some reason Blumhouse was just like, yeah, this one's only going to the theater.
Okay. Well, if
Wait,
you
wait,
hmm
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, it's only in theaters right now, and then it
it'll
will come out.
be on the 4th.
That's me.
Yeah, the fourth on video on demand.
Yeah.
So
Well, go check that out whenever y'all want to, if you want to. It's a fun movie if you're looking for a crazy concept. Oh, the concept is Freaky Friday, but if it was between a victim and a serial killer, and the victim being
yes,
like a 17-year-old girl.
please support Blumhouse
Yeah.
just so they can make more of these fun horror movies.
Um, so hopping into the news, I'm assuming this is gonna be with Netflix, but I don't really know. But Ryan Murphy has a new musical coming out, called The Prom, and the trailer has just dropped. Ooh, has just dropped for that.
Oh boy.
Yep. So looks like the Ryan Murphy train is not slowing
Uh,
down and plowing
well,
right
I
ahead.
I jumped off after American Horror Story season 3. So I've been off the train for a while,
Yeah.
but
I hop on every once in a while to see if his stuff is getting any better, and I'm always met with the same.
you're always like, no, no,
I'm always
it's
met
still
with the
right.
same, oh, he's just trying to trick the audience into making you feel something type thing. But
That's
I
right.
don't want to be too harsh. Directors can always grow, and so there's still time.
Mm,
And he's
yeah,
successful, and his stuff works for some people, so that's fine too. It's just not for me.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Up next we have Alex Garland is working on a new low budget horror film. Uh, so I don't know if he's writing it or directing it, but I would assume if he's putting time into it, he's probably gonna direct it. I want to say he did that with this TV show too.
Wait, what was the Alex Garland TV show?
Um, Devs. It was on
Yeah.
FX.
Wow, that one really. Um, I didn't even know.
Hmm.
Did you see that I went on Hulu because I was gonna watch that. Well, I still have to watch it, but I'll probably watch it sometime this week. That Mackenzie Davis
Oh,
Chris,
Happiest Season.
yeah, that movie. I was
Yeah, I
just gonna
heard
check
about
that.
it.
I was gonna check it out, but I saw when I pulled up Hulu, and there's like a black narcissus
Oh, remake.
TV show
Yeah.
remake, yeah, that they made on FX,
Apparently
and I'm
it's
just
3 hours long.
like why, like why? I
Dude,
mean,
I've heard that it's a visually stunning show, but it just lacks like anything else. That's
well,
all. I
yeah,
haven't seen it. Could be different, but
just watch
just
they
watch the movie. The
just watch
movie
the
is
Michael
very pretty.
Powell
Yeah.
movie, yeah.
Um, Godzilla v Kong is likely going to streaming, so we've lost another big uh theater giant that may have brought some people in. But understanding the circumstances, I think this is probably a smart move by them. It's kind of weird to see studios. No, I'll save that for later. Mads Mikkelsen is officially replaced Johnny Depp in Fantastic Beasts 3. Um,
Yeah,
Sad departure, but a welcome.
well, I'll take Mads over Johnny any day.
Mm,
Just, but I do, it's
yeah,
it's
I
not
think
like
I've
it's not
shared
like
my
he's not.
opinion on this enough at this point on
Yeah,
the podcast.
yeah.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I was saying it's not like Johnny's not getting. He didn't walk away empty-handed.
That is true. They've officially they've released a teaser for Clifford the Big Red Dog, and it's a CG. I don't know why a lot of these old cartoons are coming up as live action movies. I'm assuming they're following the Disney route, and yeah, and so the dog looks very weird, and fans have very mixed reactions to it.
Oh, that's why everybody was posting things on Twitter about it. I was
Yeah,
completely out of the loop. Cool. That's
yeah.
yeah, that's gonna be one that we'll be
I don't
me
even
and
think
you.
we
We're
talked
we're.
about the Tom and Jerry movie.
Oh yeah, that was one that I did see on Twitter, and
Yeah,
I was just like,
it looks so bad.
I just commented on the news, and I was like, did this project just appear out of like nowhere? Like where, like when?
I
It's
heard
like,
about it a while back ago, but it had been pretty silent, and then I heard the trailer had dropped. But my thing is, like, it just looks like an early 2000s movie. That's what I don't understand. Is
Chloe
it?
Grace, Chloe Grace Moretz,
Yeah.
and Tom and Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
I, Maybe this was just a paycheck movie for her,
Oh yeah,
because it
probably.
seemed
I
like she
mean,
was going the indie route.
yeah,
But
yeah, with yeah. But I don't know. Um, what I was gonna say, and Clifford we already pre-ordered our tickets, right? For
yeah,
Clifford the
yeah,
Big Red
for
Dog.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure. We actually bought one in every state to make sure we would be able to see it wherever we go.
We're doing the podcast
Um,
43 US tour where we go to screenings
Fans
with
come
fans and
see.
all.
um, Up next we have Anthony Mackie is going to star and produce a Netflix movie called The O-Gun. I think it's going to be a thriller, if I remember right from what I
Cool,
read.
cool.
Um, and so this briefly talked about it, the 355. So just to let people know, it's like from the producers of Jason Bourne, and it's been pushed to 2022. So now people aren't even feeling confident in 2020 in 2021, which makes sense with the way everything is going in America. But I mean with the virus and stuff like that. But yeah, this movie was one of those movies that I was kind of talking about that like kind of got the gist of the movie from the trailer. I was just surprised to see that it was pushed to 2021 because I
And
don't.
then 2022. You mean
Yeah. Oh
2022?
yeah, 2022. Sorry. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's
Like, I
yeah,
hope that year's not going to be a wash too,
yeah,
but
man. It's not
um
looking. It's gonna take some time to rebuild, but um,
Yeah.
But
Well, we got
Marvel hasn't
the
stopped.
uh, yeah. They haven't
Um,
pushed back their stuff yet. I mean, like yeah, like we're. I mean, they'd better. I'm going to pass out, and if I don't get some more Marvel injected into my veins.
I kind of forgot I was gonna be doing. I was gonna open up the podcast with a joke. And say
Ah,
that last night I saw the Black Widow trailer and I felt very blue-balled, and it was just so mean of Marvel and the theater chains to do that to me because it's just not fair.
it isn't. It's
Yeah,
not. It's just a
it's cruel
travesty.
intentions, really, is what it is. Let's throw in another movie
Yeah,
reference in
let's.
there.
Yeah, we're doing the Cruel Intentions retrospective where we watch both Cruel Intentions films and talk about them. Uh,
Oh boy, I actually thought about watching that yesterday.
it's good.
Yeah,
It's good. I
it
mean,
was.
it's you know.
Yeah, it was between that Mystic River and the DB Cooper documentary that HBO made. So I plan on watching the DB Cooper one soon. But with why I brought up Marvel is because Black Panther 2 is going to be shooting in July apparently. So they're moving
With
forward with that.
so are they just gonna did they say who it's gonna be about? If you think this is
Yeah, it
of
was
course general.
what was her name? Siri, the sister's name. I really
Uh,
don't remember her name. I feel bad. But it was
of course,
the sister of
T'Challa.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's
Okay.
going to be stepping in the role. Um so yeah. And speaking of Marvel, Deadpool 3 is underway. They got a Bob's Burgers writer with them this time. And they got, I think, all the original writers returning back um, to work on it. So surprising to see that the movie is still happening. No one really knows if it's going to be rated R or anything. I think
I
that's what a
doubt
lot of
it.
people are. Yeah, just with Disney and
Well, I mean, Bob's Burgers isn't even that risque of a show. I mean, like,
yeah.
I feel like it would be PG-13. Um,
Um.
but yeah.
hmm
Oh no, that was just like, yeah, I would be very surprised if they ended up going that route. Oh.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't know. I'm not super.
They delayed. Wait, are we gonna talk? Speaking of Disney, they
Mhm.
delayed Free Guy indefinitely. Fulton,
Oh my God,
hello.
Chris.
What?
This
Yeah.
can't happen. They can't delay the movie that would bring back America.
That's right. Ryan Reynolds was gonna save
Ryan
this. Was
Reynolds
gonna
was gonna
save the.
reunite America. um,
Yeah,
that's odd. That's odd because I think that's a movie that they could probably get a lot of streaming out of. You know?
yeah, you could just put it on Hulu or something, and
Yeah.
uh,
But that's I did not hear that. Um, yeah, I
guess
don't.
we'll have.
Yeah.
Guess we'll have to wait.
Yeah.
God damn it.
We'll have to wait and hopefully that movie will come out the same time as Deadpool 3 and a lot of people can go do a double feature. That'd be cool.
Oh boy.
Dan, I hope I say his name, Dan Trachtenberg. He directed 10 Cloverfield Lane. Is apparently attached to the new Predator movie. And at the moment, me and Chris have heard rumors about what the
Yeah.
me
This
and
pre.
we've heard rumors about what the story is, but apparently nothing has been sealed. Nothing has been officially talked about.
So we don't know exactly, but you said it looks like it's gonna be predators versus Native Americans.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Yeah. Keep it going. I'm just happy that Disney didn't want to pump the brakes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the Predator for people who don't know the Predator franchise, I hold very near and dear to my heart. I always thought it was was I thought it was stupid, and then I watched them, and I was like, these movies are fucking awesome. I think they're funny because of how like macho they are, except the
Yeah.
Predator, which hopefully one day me and Chris will be able to cover. And
Oh, does that mean that we have to watch it again though?
yeah, that is true, Chris. I don't think for my own sanity I can sit through that movie again.
And
Yeah, but this one I wasn't expecting. I have a little bit mixed feelings about it because I do really like Dan as a director. I like 10 Cloverfield Lane, and it makes me feel like this movie's going to be serious, and I don't think the Predator films have really ever worked at being serious. I think they kind of strive when they're pretty self-aware.
yeah,
Um
agree.
but we'll see. I don't want to I'm definitely going to see it. I'm not going to close it out immediately. Um So yeah, and then Channing Tatum is him and his co-produce. I didn't even know he had a co-producer. Or
Yeah, I didn't either.
yeah, he has like a co-producer team that he works with. That person's name is Reed Carolyn. And so apparently Carolyn and Tatum might be directing this new monster movie. But Chris, no, Phil Lord and Chris Miller are producing it.
Oh hell
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so I just thought I would
Yeah,
kind of throw
they're
that out there. Hmm.
really, and they're probably one of my favorite comedic directors
Hmm.
right now. They I think they do a really good job
Yeah,
with all the material that they're given. So yeah.
I agree. Um,
Uh,
and then the last little piece of news that I have is excuse me, Ceres Ronan, Sam Rockwell, and
Saoirse
Dave.
Ronan.
Oh, Saoirse Ronan. I'm
Right.
sorry, I always say it wrong, and I hope I don't
Yeah.
say this man's last name wrong either. David Oylio it's
David.
Oyelowo. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah.
But apparently they're all attached onto a new murder mystery movie, which I really like that pairing of Ronan and Rockwell. I don't
Ronan and Rockwell. Yeah.
Dave, the David actor, his face looked very familiar, but I couldn't really pinpoint where I'd seen him from before.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that's all we have on the news side of things. Um,
Okay.
you ready to take a
Cool.
quick ad break real quick?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, everyone, and we're back.
Yeah, we're back. You know, we just took the break.
Took the break. We're actually recording this a week later because me and Chris forgot um to come back after the ad break.
Yeah,
So we're
it's
sorry about that.
but we took a break and we said, hey, let's I guess we should check out Hillbilly Elegy.
And
So
so
we
now
just
we've come with the full me and Chris actually both wrote 30-page essays on it to kind of grasp our head around the concept.
yeah,
Um
to grasp, what if the portrayal of rural American life was offensive at all, or which
I'm
I
sure
heard
it's not.
no, no, not at all. I think uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, let's talk. We're talking
Let's talk shop.
Terrence Malick's Days of Heaven from
Mhm.
1978, uh, starring Richard Gere.
Mhm.
Or I could say we're switching gears. To,
Switch.
uh, but we're talking, yeah, Days of Heaven, Terrence Malick's sophomore feature, and it's got Richard Gere, Brooke Adams, and yeah, a bunch of other people, Linda Mann, Sam Shepard, all just doing a great job. Fulton,
Mhm.
what did you think about this movie? I know you've seen it before, but
Mhm.
on the rewatch, what did you notice?
First off, I'd like to say it's such an interesting movie to follow a Badlands with.
Yeah.
Like, because I saw Badlands forever ago, and I really, really liked it. I've been meaning to pick it back up on Criterion, but I tend to just get new films rather than stuff I've already um seen. But I'll get it one day.
Mhm.
But on my second rewatch of Days of Heaven, I found myself enjoying the narration a little bit more. For some reason, ever since me and you did Slaughterhouse 5, it's just made me pay more attention to how narration can like really benefit films, and
Mhm.
so I enjoyed
Yeah.
the narration. Um, and I think it kind of works because it builds out her character. Where yeah, I think she's like the lesser seen maybe of the three. Um,
Yeah.
so I think it's kind of interesting that it kind of builds her out too at the same time. Um,
Yeah.
I guess we should talk about what the plot is for people who might not know.
Yeah. So it's
Hmm.
like Richard Gere is like this, this worker in this Chicago, I believe.
Hmm.
And was it Chicago? Yeah.
They both, all of them say they come from Chicago.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And so then he kills somebody. He kills the supervisor, and then he just like up and leaves to Texas.
Hmm.
Um, with this woman that he falls in love with, and then a little girl, and they work on this farm, and it's just like kind of about I took it as like kind of a movie about just kind of like the working class and like kind of the fact that like all this stuff and all this like success is like out of reach for them,
Hmm.
like because like I always noticed that like the thing that like stands out to me is how like they kind of frame the house, the
Hmm.
farmer's house, and it's always like far and kind of like out of reach to all these like all the common folk, all the people that work there, and it's like they're content with what they have, like they sing songs together,
Hmm.
they eat together, but it's like they're they're so like they're worked so hard for like, and it's just like to survive compared to like this guy that lives so lavishly, like
Hmm.
just like you know so close to them, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I also thought it was well, I'll hold off on spoilers. I just kind of wanted to preface this, how like I love pretty much I haven't seen every Terrence Malick film from his like I I don't want to call it his imperial phase, but it kind of does seem like that. But from Badlands to Tree of Life, I think is kind of seen as his really really like strong, series of movies.
Yeah, that's
I think the only one I haven't seen is a New World, but I'm getting that one for Christmas, so I'll see it
me
shortly.
as I've yeah, so I what I've so I haven't seen the New World, and I haven't seen Thin Red Line. So I've seen Tree of Life,
Okay.
Days of Heaven, and Badlands. I've seen Badlands the most out of those though.
Hmm.
But they're all fantastic
Yeah.
movies. And I've seen
And I
Song to
agree.
Song.
Yeah, I've seen Song to Song. I've and oh boy. But I really want to see what's it called? His
To
new
the
one.
Wonder. Oh, a Hidden Life.
Yeah, a hidden life. Is To the Wonder. I've heard it's not. Is it
I
good?
want to I want to check it out.
Yeah.
I got Night of Cups. It was like $1 at Dollar
Oh
General,
yeah, I got that
or
one
like
too.
or Dollar Tree. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And so like I don't I mean like the well like he kind of does the same. He kind of copied the
Hmm.
Tree of Life formula with those movies. It seems like
Yeah.
with like Night of Cups, or To the Wonder, Night of Cups, and Song to Song.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'll give him a shot. And even
Yeah.
Song to Song, I feel like maybe I was too. I watched it when I was like 17, and maybe I was just too young to fully appreciate it. But I don't know. Maybe it's still probably pretty bad.
Mm,
Not. I'm not itching
yeah.
for a revisit.
I don't
Yeah.
know, man. Yeah, I know me and you watched it like relatively when it came out, and Yeah, I mean, I've always believed that sometimes he just didn't see a film at the right time. So it could, but I just remember it being kind of insufferable. But I don't hate
Mm.
it. I really don't hate it. What was I gonna say? Not to get too off topic, but I just kind of wanted to say with Tree of Life, and I think me and you have talked about this before. Um, to me, Tree of Life was kind of like everything that he was working towards to like. Um, it- I think he's always kind of had a thing for trying to capture the like life in general in his
Mm.
movies, and especially like the creation in life growing old and being young, and I think Treat of Life was like the ultimate realization of that. Like I think I've said it on the podcast before. I always think it's interesting because there's normally something a director is working towards that you can see in all of his films, and
Yeah,
he finally
culminated.
hits it
Yeah.
in one film. And then so to me, what kind of happened was that he hit it in a Tree of Life and didn't know what to do next. So he kind of kept repeating it and repeating it. And in whether if it's like in the script or stylistically, I think he really did repeat it stylistically a lot. But I think A Hidden Life is kind of a it seems like a more like
A
his
new.
older films
Yeah,
to
that's
me.
what that's my takeaway too. That it's
Yeah.
like he finally decided that, yeah, I'm gonna change it up.
Mhm.
Do something different,
And it
and
seems to
yeah.
have worked for him. It's one of his more, but hopefully me and Chris will be able to cover that one soon. I'd really be interested to do that one too.
Yeah, it's on HBO.
Oh, for
So
real? Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah,
Maybe we can do a New World and Hidden Life.
yeah. It's still on HBO.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Um.
really long. It's like nearly 3 hours.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
Um.
Terrence Malick though.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, actually, Badlands in this are like
They're pretty short.
short. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this, I think that I don't. I think that the Days of Heaven is when I watched this last week.
Mhm.
I really thought to myself, like, this could be one of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like like who did cinematography on it? It was
Wasn't it all natural lighting?
yes, it was all
Okay.
natural lighting. Haskell Wexler did it, and
Mhm.
Haskell Wexler, like, yeah, he's one of the greats. I talked about, his one of the films that he directed a few weeks ago,
Mhm.
Medium Cool, with Robert
Oh,
Forster.
okay. Mhm.
Yeah, well, he was more of a cinematographer, and then he directed. I want to say Medium Cool was like the only feature film that he directed, but he did some documentaries that he directed. But he was, more of a cinematographer.
Mhm.
Did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest,
Mhm.
and a lot of other stuff. But yeah, I think that this is probably one of the best looking movies I've ever seen. Like that,
Mhm.
like there's just something so beautiful about like the wheat fields, and just how, and then the wheat fields paired with the usage of what's it called, of aquarium, the song
Mhm.
by the uh, Camille Saint Saëns, which I like, kind of works as the overarching theme of this movie.
Yeah.
And then you have the Ennio, didn't yeah, Ennio Morricone did like the rest of the score.
Mhm.
And I think it really makes it kind of like a nice poetic kind of like fable like picture. Um, and then like when the fire burns
Mhm.
in the fields, it's
Looks
so
beautiful.
cool. Oh.
Yeah. I love the shots of the of dusk coming down on the night on the sky, and like it's all purple and everything. It looks very beautiful. And especially that is it called a canopy or what's that?
Canopy
Yeah, is that the right word? What am I thinking of?
for what part?
It's when it's like at night and shoot, they call themselves the brother and sister.
When um
When Richard
when
Gere, it's at night and they're in
Gear.
that little Shoot, what do you call that thing? This is gonna kill me now.
Are you talking about not the part where they like go out before uh before dawn,
Yeah, it's
right?
like when he first starts to suspect something between them two, and it's at night,
Oh,
and you can see their shadows on the wavy drapes, but
oh,
they're like see-through drapes. I'm really I want to say it's a canopy. Anyways, I'm not gonna get stuck on this. I'm sorry. I kind of wanted to ask you, why do you think the characters decided to say that they were brother and sister? Because
uh,
I know they
I
kind of explain it, but it's kind of like a pseudo thing, you know?
I think I think the reason why they did it was because it would feel almost like well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why
Hmm.
they decided to do it because, like, I mean, it ended up working out in their benefit because, like,
Hmm.
when she married the farmer, he was able to like live with them and
Yeah.
stuff. But like, yeah, I don't know. I guess it was just so like you could. Yeah, no, I'm completely at a loss of why
Yeah,
they
that
would
was
do
the
it.
one thing that always like I couldn't get my head around because I felt like it made it harder and it kind of only worked out in that one situation. But um and I thought that the little girl that was with them, and I'm forgetting her name, I'm drawing a blank. I thought she was like the sister of one of them. Is she not?
Um, n- I think she is the sister
Okay.
of she's the sister of Abby. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Um and one thing I kind of wanted to ask you about too. Did you think now this could have just been I was trying to get like a better reading on the film my second
Hmm.
time around because I kind of was just really engaged with the film the first time, and I was
It's
kind
such
of just
a
really
like
enjoying it.
it's such like a yeah, it's like such like a sensory experience. Just
Yeah.
everything that you see. It's just it's like I don't know something that like I've just been like recommending to people like that haven't
Hmm.
seen it. Like yeah, like just check this out. Like it's on Amazon. Like just like it's just something that I think everybody should watch.
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
quick watch too.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
I think it's interesting in terms that when the rich, I need a name sheet. Sorry,
Well,
I've like completely forgotten everyone's name.
the farmer's name is literally just the farmer.
Okay, so when the farmers, yeah, because I don't, they really don't like talk about names too heavily. I remember Abby. I don't even remember what Richard, Bill, the farmer. Okay, so when the farmer finally realizes what's going on between Bill and Abby, I think it's interesting that he gets an infestation of no, grasshoppers, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
the locust. Yeah.
I think it's interesting how it kind of like embodies itself in the film, or it takes another. I took it as that was another meaning that something had kind of infested his life, and it was something that he didn't really want. I know he wanted to love Abby and be with her, but I don't think he wanted um, a shitty relationship where she's running off with someone else.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't. I think similar. I think that's kind of how he feels.
Hmm.
And like when they at first you think that what's gonna happen is like because they say that the farmer is gonna die soon. He has
Hmm.
1 year to live or something like that,
Hmm.
and she overhears that. Um, and like so at first you think like oh they're just gonna like take his money after he dies. But then it kind of becomes more of like, yeah, like the love triangle kind of intensifies after he finds out, and then it becomes a physical altercation. And it
Hmm.
never gets to that point. And I just I just wonder like if you think that did you like that direction or did you want it to continue in like more of like the oh we're just gonna kind of like string this guy along Because I think it I
Hmm.
think it worked for the best because it's like she ends up falling in love with him, and like you see that like she looks past, what originally what their plan was, and like
Hmm.
they to because she ends up, yeah, like actually developing feelings for him.
Yeah, I think the reason the movie kind of stands out is because it doesn't really follow that we can call it true crime or whatever you want to call it, like that thriller aspect of turning into like this big murder um mystery thing, if you want to put it like that. I think it is stronger because it ultimately asks like it doesn't ask, but it presents a really complex situation that's not really easy to figure out, and I can't really because at the end it doesn't really seem like Abby wants to leave with him. It feels like she kind of
Hmm.
has to now because the farm is no longer, it's not a viable option anymore. um
Yeah,
and I think
exactly.
yeah, in the movie it would have been interesting if it would have ended that way, but I'm because like the ending reminds me a lot of Badlands, the ending of
Yeah,
Badlands in particular. But I was just thinking of when you brought up the love triangle. It's not the last time Malik would explore that again. He would go to explore that in Song to Song. I might be forgetting if it happens in another of his movies, but
yeah. I mean, this is done a lot better than Song to
Song to Song,
Song,
yeah.
but
I thought all the
I mean,
acting
well,
was really good too.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, actually, speaking of which, Song to Song also takes place in Texas.
Oh yeah, yeah. Texas isn't. That's something that pops up again in his movies, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I think he's an
Um.
interesting director to really like study.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I don't know about a lot of directors that like created two movies that like were just so well renowned and then was just like, yeah, I'm just not gonna make movies for like 20
Yeah.
years. Like, like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
the
it's
weirdest
it's
thing.
so weird. Yeah. I want to talk to you about The Thin Red Line, because I really like The Thin Red Line. It's
Mm,
it's another one of
yeah.
those exploration of life things, but um
No, it's about war and how cool it is, dude. Like
there's a lot of like a young John C. Riley, a young Jared Leto. Like
isn't
there's
George Clooney in it, right? Am
I
I
th-
did I
um
Sean Penn's in it, I know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um
Um
it's
but
got a
like
it's got an interesting cast.
yeah, it's one of those war movies that I really gotta check out. Like,
Hmm. Adrian Brody.
it's
Yeah,
just
George
like,
Clooney, John Cusack. Yeah, it's
oh,
interesting. It's really long. It's very,
yeah,
very long. But
yeah, that's the Malick way. I
yeah.
haven't seen the director's cut of A Tree of Life.
There's a
But
director's cut of Tree of Life.
yeah, they put it out with when they did the Criterion release. Malick did a new cut of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's on. I think so. You get both of them, but like I think originally what they were gonna do is they were gonna like make it. You're gonna make it so when you play it, it would
Mm-hmm.
like create.
It,
It would like randomly arrange, right?
yeah, I heard about
Into like,
that.
but it never worked out.
I think they
I
said
don't
that
know.
there wasn't enough space on the
And
Blu-ray
yeah, that
on
would be
Blu-ray disc.
yeah. That's. I mean, I don't know. I think it's perfect the way. I think the original cut's perfect the way it is.
Yeah,
But
I think it's an interesting idea, the way that it would play in a different way every time. But I do kind of agree. Well, I don't know how I feel
yeah,
about the dinosaur aspect of the Tree of Life, but I do understand that it only supports what he's exploring within that film, you know. So,
weren't they gonna do the same thing with Dumb and Dumber 2, right? Where it was gonna randomly arrange every time you played the Blu-ray.
well, they threw in a couple fart scenes too that they could kind of splurge in there and edit it around and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um,
The
yeah.
Farrelly brothers, my favorite auteurs.
Can't believe they're
Yeah.
getting a Criterion release.
Oh boy, it's the box set.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring up oh, since it is Thanksgiving, I wanted to
Mm.
bring up something that's kind of unrelated, but it reminded me. Are you familiar with the song Alice's Restaurant by Arlo Guthrie?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, no. Well, it's kind of like a Thanksgiving tradition that I would do with my family. Listen to it because they play it on the radio every Thanksgiving all the time.
Mm.
It's just like a folk song from like the '60s about that takes place on Thanksgiving. It's like an 18-minute song. Arlo Guthrie is Woody Guthrie's son.
Mm.
Woody Guthrie. This land is your land. You know.
Oh
Um,
wow. Okay.
And so they made a movie in the '60s about it, just called Alice's Restaurant. And
Mm.
I don't know, I just been wanting to check it out. If I can watch it in time, I can probably talk about it episode after next. But I don't know.
I
I
mean, if
just
you want to put it on the docket, we can. I know me and you have a few I know I've started a list because I keep thinking of movies that I kind of want to maybe talk about, or at least not talk about, but maybe have as a feature film. We can always add it to the list.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll see. We just
Yeah.
gotta because like I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say about Days of Heaven?
There's not too much. I
Yeah,
recommend it. Go check it out. And more
yeah.
Terrence Malick. You can't really go wrong with everything before, including and before Tree of Life.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say, yeah, same here. Like I really recommend this. I think this is the best thing that I've seen. Yeah, that we've talked about as our featured movie. I don't think there's anything else that I like. I want to say that this is the best thing. Yeah, this is like the best thing that we've watched. The only thing that I've rated like a 5 out of 5 uh on
Was
the
A Field in England.
yeah, it was was a Field in England. That's the only other thing. Well, I guess RoboCop doesn't count. So I guess this because RoboCop is something that I already saw, but
Yeah.
this and like the Last Picture Show, then the Double Life of Veronique, I guess, is the three
Mm.
best things that we've seen, that I've seen on here. But yeah. So check this out, and next week, well,
Mm-hmm.
on Tuesday, we have another special episode. A friend of mine, Ben Noble, is going to talk about just Vincent Gallo
Mm-hmm.
as a filmmaker,
Our
and
Gallo extravaganza.
yeah, our our Gallo extravaganza. We're gonna have our Gallo expert on, the person that has seen the Brown Bunny the most times probably out of anyone. Yeah. So he can give all of his insight in the movie, and it's going to be pretty interesting because I really am not like super a big fan of the Brown Bunny,
Mm-hmm.
but I do really like hearing him talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Me and
And
you
we're gonna
are
talk.
big fans of Buffalo 66.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
both big fans of Buffalo 66, so that will be fun. And then we're gonna even try to get in a non-Gallo directed film to talk about, uh, Claire Denis' Trouble Every Day,
Mm.
which is a vampire movie with Vincent Gallo. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna not have a lot of news to talk about on Tuesday, so
Yeah.
we'll have plenty of time to
We kind of
discuss
covered
it.
all our news today.
Yeah.
Well, I'll look. If anything interesting happens, we'll bring it up. But it's probably only be like two or three things.
Oh my God, they dropped Free Guy on Hulu. Surprise. Okay, cancel. We gotta cancel the Vincent Gallo thing.
Yeah, we
We
gotta talk about
gotta.
Free Guy.
But yeah, we're really looking forward to having Ben on the show. He's been wanting to come on and talk Gallo.
Mhm. All right. Well, that might be a wrap for us this week. Sorry for the delay again. Uh, Happy holidays, and we will see you guys in a few days.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys have a good one. Stay wavy.